Hey y'all, and welcome to Politibrawl. My name is Brian, and Tucker Carlson is once again calling out the insanity and showing the sheer brain rot that occurs inside mainstream media outlets. Watch how he deals with this ridiculous reporter.
Here's my last sentence. Whoa, now, Ben. I believe that people are not defined by their race, any race, black, white, Asian, pick a race. People are defined, their value derives from A, the fact they were created by God. I believe that. Maybe you don't. I do. And B, by what they do, by the choices they make, by who they are. They have agency. They're not, part of some larger group. They're individuals. I believe in the individual. And I say that virtually every night. Now, if you don't hear that, or if you, for whatever reason, want to claim that I'm some racist, I don't know what to say to you. I'm stating my sincere views as reflected in my personal life and my professional life as clearly as I can.
Do you feel that in your own career you've been kind of discriminated against as a white Protestant?
No.
And I ask in part because I had been told that Roger Ailes, and that you'd sort of at some point expressed that Roger Ailes, the former head of Fox, had a preference for Irish Catholics, and that it kind of held you back. Was that?
Look, I've been held back. And by the way, I can say this sincerely, if I could, that I've never in my life been unhappy except because of self-pity. Self-pity is, I'm speaking for myself, but I think it's true for most people. Self-pity is the root of misery. And so I really try not to feel self-pity. I have no grounds for it anyway. I've had a wonderful life. I have an unusually happy family. I live where I want. I say what I want. I'm blessed, unlike a lot of journalists who are leading miserable lives. But I don't feel sorry for myself. I don't feel I've been discriminated against. But I do believe in fairness, and I don't think you should ever hire someone on the basis of his race or sex. That's grotesque to me. It's a violation of the basic promise of the country, which is we're going to bring people from around the world who may look different, be from different backgrounds, but we're going to treat them all the same, which is to say specifically on the basis of their ability and their virtue, on the choices they make, not on the genes they have. That's Nazi shit. I'm against that. I'm serious.
Let me ask you about a different subject, which is January 6th. And I think...
Well, no, I kind of like this subject. You're not responding to me.
No, I'm not responding to you. I'm interviewing you.
Does that sound racist to you? You've just suggested I'm a white supremacist.
I found that clip disturbing. I think the language of replacement theory, which you've popularized, the language of replacement theory is like specifically the language used by neo-Nazis to recruit people to their cause. It has been, obviously, I'm not suggesting some straight line between words and actions, but it is the phrase that has been used by mass shooters. I wonder if you don't have any compunction or regret about popularizing that?
This is why you are considered correctly a propagandist and not a journalist, because I just explained in detail, with total sincerity, what I believe. You ignored it and invoked mass shooters. So that's not what you just did.
I asked you how you felt about it. I actually do want to ask about something. I'd like to ask about something that actually I think we probably have more common ground on. This is revealing how ridiculous you are, and I think it's evident to any fair person watching.
Reminder, y'all don't hate journalists enough. This guy is being a complete sleazebag, not because he's asking questions. This reporter is trying to trap Tucker into a corner because Tucker walks a very fine line when it comes to, race. And you know what? I'm going to explain that in just a moment, but I want you to understand this. These journalists will try to take moments like this, will ask you loaded questions and try to put you in a corner, paint you there, and keep you there. It doesn't matter if you say 99 correct things. The moment you say one incorrect thing, these journalists will take that ball and run with it. They'll run with it and try to take you into the mud and smear you like the smear merchants they are. Hey y'all, this is a shout out to my friends over at Colonial Metals Group, where CEO Paul Stone and his expert associates fully understand the gravity of our current situation and want to protect your wealth backed by gold, silver, and other precious metals. Folks, we are in an era of record inflation. We have a Congress that won't stop spending and a president who doesn't even know what planet he's on. That's how bad the situation is, and that's why I'm partnering with Colonial Metals Group. And if you have a first-time account with these fine upstanding people, you will receive up to $7,500 worth of silver, a nice old safe to keep all the good stuff in. You will get Roth IRA accounts for free backed by gold and silver, and insurance and warranty on these items for 5 years, all for free. So call the number below or check out the link in the description and let CEO Paul Stone and his expert team help you now, because your wealth might evaporate before your very eyes. Protect your wealth, protect your family, protect your future with Colonial Metals Group today. Now, back to regularly scheduled programming. So ultimately, what's really going on here? Tucker Carlson has his own controversies, but I will say this. He is earnest, and I believe he is completely correct in what he's saying here, is that he judges the individual. And that is exactly what we need in this country. We need to judge people by the content of their character, not the color of their skin. However, it's okay to notice certain things. For instance, it's okay, this is, in my opinion, this is the line. It is okay to say that African genes can contain sickle cell anemia. Caucasian genes do not. It is okay to notice these things. The problem comes when you start judging by them. That's where the line is. Conservatives understand where this line is. Liberals want to change the definition of the line, and the left runs in the complete opposite direction and say, no, we need to persecute people now to pay back for persecutions in the past. It is an absolutely asinine ideology, and I'm willing to bet that this reporter feeds into that. Why do I bet this? Well, he tried to paint Tucker Carlson into a corner. He tried to call him a racist, a white supremacist. I don't believe he is. And then when he talks about the grace replacement, again, this is what the line is. The line is noticing that, hey, demographics are changing in America. We're becoming a whole lot more Latino. And that's not a bad thing to notice because it is happening. And it is a replacement by definition because the theory goes that the boomers didn't have enough kids to pay for their own Social Security and Medicare in the future. And so that's why we're importing so many people. It's why we've allowed illegal immigration to get so bad. That's the theory. It is okay to notice that. It is not okay to discriminate. That is the line. Tucker walks a fine line here. And this reporter doesn't understand that line, and his audience certainly doesn't. His audience are typically rich white liberals or young woke leftists, the children of the rich white liberals. And they are looking down from their ivory towers and they're noticing someone is drawing a line in the sand and saying, this is what the line is supposed to be. They get mad at that, come down from their ivory towers, throw out their chamber pots and try to strike the person below them. That's exactly what this reporter is trying to do. He is trying to run Tucker through the mud, all for the sake of his content, all for the sake of the people watching it getting angry. It's despicable. That's what journalism has ultimately become. I can't remember a time, because I wasn't there, but I remember a day where the Washington Post used to be courageous, that they had to dig through the mud, find the whistleblowers, protect the whistleblowers, and therefore find out what actually happened at Watergate. There used to be a high time where I honestly believe that journalists were good people. And that was from, I'd say, about the 50s to the mid-70s. I don't know what happened. I think they got captured. That might be the best way to describe the situation. They got captured. But I remember watching movies like All the President's Men and thinking, that kind of journalist is based. That is the kind of journalism that we deserve. But the older I get, the more I study, the more I research, we get the kind of journalists that try to take out World War II generals because they said something that the people back home might not like. And so they would run his name through the mud and try to get public opinion changed on him. This happened on multiple occasions. It didn't just happen to Patton. And that's the kind of media that I despise. That is a media that cares more about generating clicks and revenue than it does of telling you the authentic truth. They're trying to get to that point. Something got broken, and I don't know how to fix it. So y'all, let me know down in the comments, how would you fix this problem? How would you fix journalism today? Let us know. Hope you liked and subscribe. Catch you on the next one here at Politabrawl, and until then, y'all have a good one.